Hi, hello, and welcome, sweetie, to a very unexpected video. If you saw my Instagram stories yesterday, you'll notice I look a lot similar to how I did yesterday. Because it is yesterday right now, I decided to scrap the entire video that I made as I was editing because it just wasn't feeling right. I would have had to add a lot of trigger warnings. It was all over the place because it was discussing mental health, which is so fun to talk about, right? But I do want to talk about it briefly and like a subsection of it because I know I'm not the only business owner going through this right now. And I also know that in order for everything I'm doing this year to make sense, you kind of need to know what's going on. But I'm going to try to record this video without any editing because I did just spend 6 hours trying to edit that video only to be here re-recording it. Yay, me. And I've already been interrupted once by Mr. Sweetie. So this is going well. Anyway, I wanted to talk about mental blocks, mental tapes in our heads, because I have noticed that they are significantly affecting me right now. And at the end of December, I realized that my business had doubled its revenue from 2020, which was awesome. I was really proud of myself. And I looked back at my numbers, and that seemed to be consistent with how 2020 was compared to 2019 as well. So I thought to myself, aha, Danny, aha, we can double our revenue this year. We being me. I talk to myself. It's fine. It's fine. But I realized like I could realistically double my revenue again this year, which would actually mean I get paid. And that's where it all goes downhill. Because it's as I was making these goals in December, okay, here's what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this money. Here's how I'm going to do it. I was high on the adrenaline of doing so many markets at the end of December. Then January hit, which is when my seasonal depression tends to hit too. This is such great timing, right? And as the month goes by and I'm realizing I'm not going to hit the number that I need to hit monthly in order to get 50 grand revenue, it started really eating away at me. I started wondering, am I not good enough? I work so hard in this business. Why am I struggling so much when I've seen in my, I'm a part of a big Facebook business group. It's part of a course that I was a part of. And there are hundreds of awesome business owners in there. And on the regular, someone posts in there, I'm brand new, or I've been in business for so long and got nowhere. And then I did this one thing, and now all of a sudden I'm hitting 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures. That's a very common post in there. And I love it. I love seeing those. Except recently. Recently, I've been getting really irritated because I'm just like, I've tried many, not all, but many of the things these people have said that they did, and it didn't work for me. It didn't work, and it didn't work, and it didn't work. And, I'm over here like, why? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with my business? Why can't I do what everyone else is doing? And, as I started noticing these nasty, ugly feelings in me, I started thinking to myself, okay, well, where is this coming from? Because that's not me. If you know me at all, I'm the cheerleader. Like, heck yeah, I want everyone to succeed. That's where we all should be, is in our happy zone, succeeding, living our lives to the best. Like, this petty crap is not me. I don't like it. So I'm exploring in my head, okay, what's actually going on? And I'm realizing, like, so I grew up really poor. There's not a whole lot more I can say without having to put trigger warnings all over the place. But I grew up really poor. Not consistently poor, though. We would go through phases where we'd be okay, and then we'd be really not okay, and then really not okay. But yeah, most of my life, from like when I was born until I was 18 and left my family home, um, there were many times where the question of which bills do we pay came up, or we were on food stamps, we had to use state medical plans, just that life, and more. That those were good times, I should add. There were times where we had less than that. Um, and as you're a kid living in this, you think to yourself, like, I'm not going to be like this. I'm going to grow up and I'm going to have like a good job and I'm going to get paid well. And I'm going to do all these awesome things and I'll never have to worry about money. But it's not that easy, and for the record, I am fully aware that I am a very privileged white American cisgender female. Like, I recognize my privilege. I'm not trying to demean or belittle anyone else's struggles right now. Just talking about my own. Because growing up in that life and having that, like, I'm gonna get out of this attitude, accidentally resulted in these mental blocks saying, you know what, Danny, you've always been poor, though. You don't know how to have money. You wouldn't be able to handle it if you did. Like, if you don't have it now, you probably don't deserve it. All of which is utter crap. And I know this. I know this. And I recognize that these tapes in my head are nothing but self-sabotage. They're not true. Like, everyone deserves to have a roof over their heads and food in their bellies and a warm place to sleep at night. Like, everyone deserves that. That is a basic human right. Not enough people have that by a long shot. But who am I to say that I don't deserve to not have to worry about that? If it's a basic human right and I am human, I deserve that too. And that's ultimately what all these mental tapes in my head are trying to tell me, is that I don't deserve it. I'm working really hard, but I don't deserve to pay myself for the work that I do. I'm branching out and exploring new things, but I don't deserve to be successful at any of those things. And that is utter nonsense. That is utter nonsense. And none of us, because I know I'm not the only one, none of us should believe that crap. At all. At all. Just period. And this season of the year is the hardest for a lot of small business owners because it's post holidays. People aren't really spending a whole lot of money again yet because they're still recovering from the December gift buying season. So a lot of us out there, we see the dips in our cash flow, and me in particular, I tend to freak out a little harder, especially with the particular things that I'm doing this year. Like, I'm doing more markets this year because I'm gonna make that money. I'm gonna hit my goal. I deserve it. I'm gonna work for it. So I'm doing all these markets. And markets, a good majority of them do require you to pay up front. When you pay a bunch of markets up front, suddenly your bank account looks very, very small. You know that money is going to come back, but it's kind of tight in the meantime. And the brain starts to freak out and lie to you. Or at least it does to me. But we're not going to let those mental tapes stop us, are we? Nope. No, we're not. Because we all deserve to succeed and we all deserve to do well. And that's like the entire message that I had for y'all. And yet, the video that I was gonna share with y'all was over 30 minutes. And that was significantly edited down. And I still couldn't get that message out clearly. In fact, I'm just going to repeat very succinctly what that message is, because for all I know, I've been rambling this whole time. I'm going to try not to edit this, so we'll see. But The message being, if you're struggling with your worth and self-esteem right now, whether you are also a small business owner and you're seeing the dip in your finances this time of year, or you're not a business owner but you're struggling with seasonal depression, or you're struggling with someone in your head from your past telling you you can't, or you're not good enough, or any of that crap. Bullshit. Bullshit. We can and we will. Whatever it is we're trying to do, we can and we will. And we do deserve it. We're working for it. We deserve it. Some of it we shouldn't even have to work for. We still deserve it. So keep your heads up. Trying to keep mine up. Keep your eyes on the prize and move in the direction of that prize. That's all I can say. Although I will add, I'll add this, which is not related. So if you want to stop the video now, go right ahead. But I will add, more of this whole vloggy stuff is probably coming at you. Because part of the reason why I wanted to share this video and, you know, poverty and I'm aiming for getting out of it, is because I want to, this is going to sound so dumb. I don't even care. I used to be a scrapbooker, whatever. Judge me, hate me, love me, I don't care. But I used to be a scrapbooker. I love taking photos, and I've been wanting a more immersive way to keep track of my memories and whatnot. So a large part of why I started this YouTube channel, which I've been not sharing, but I'm going to do my thing. So yeah, we're going to share it. I started this YouTube channel so I could have like an immersive way to remember where I was and where I've been, and like, here's where I am now. Tracking success, essentially. Essentially, because I need to believe that I can do it, and I need to see that I did it. Like, I want that for myself. I want to see that I did something awesome. Is that self-centered? Maybe. I'm a theater kid. Give me all the attention. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I want this channel to be more of a vlog, to show like, here's what I'm doing and here's what I've done, and maybe it'll help inspire you to success. Maybe it'll just show you all the chaos that's behind the scenes of Call Me Sweetie. But there's going to be more. Sorry for that bounce. I just hit my arm. I want this to be more vloggy. I want this to be more personal and intimate. Because if you're in my social media space, you're not just a sweetie. You're like a hardcore OG sweetie, in my humble opinion. You can go to Target all day, every day, love them to pieces, but that doesn't mean you want to see their commercials like 50 times a day when you're watching TV, right? You love Target, but you don't need to see a commercial for them 10, 20, 30, 50 times a day. That's kind of how I'm feeling about social media, with the whole emphasis on ads now. If you're here, if you're in my social media space, you want to see me, and I'm not going to give you ads. You're already here. We already love each other. We're already good with each other. Like, you don't need ads. So let's show you some fun stuff, right? So yeah, expect more vloggy stuff, because it's coming. And now I will go. This video is already less than half of what the other one was going to be. So, mission accomplished.